Okay, class, we're on adjectives, and we're going to talk about common mistakes with adjectives. The example they have in the book is, I have a car red. So when we use adjectives, the adjective must come before the noun. So it would have to be, I have a red car. Because it's telling you what kind of car. It's a red car. Means one, it's an article. Red is the color, and here is the car. So a lot of times when we're writing, sometimes we're translating in our head. But in English, the adjective will come before the car. And then we're going to talk about order of adjectives. So I wrote an example. There's so many adjectives. So you might want to write this example down somewhere to take notes to get an idea. You can use more than one adjective to describe a noun, but there's an order to the adjectives. So this is the order. Sometimes you'll look it up online and it might have a slightly different order. I do know British English and American English, they have similar orders, but some of them are a little bit different. This is the order that I know of. So if you're going to use more than one adjective, you would put it in this order. So it would be quantity, like number, opinion, like beautiful or lovely, size would be large or small, age, young or old, color, blue or pink, shape, round or square, origin would be like Japanese, American, Chinese, British, material, what it's made of, is it metal, wood, or plastic? Remember, I'm just giving you a small example. There's so many adjectives, but whatever adjective you use, it would go under one of these categories, one of these lists. And then the last one would be purpose, mixing, cooking, or cleaning. I put this one so I can make an example for you. So we're going to talk about a bowl. Okay? So I want to know what kind of bowl. So I could say anything like, let me see, maybe I can use green. I can say, I have, and then we'll use some adjectives, right? I have one large bowl of cereal. So the order I used was one, and then I went down the list and chose large. So I have one large bowl of cereal. You can say, I have a beautiful, full. So to be honest, when it comes to adjectives, you can use, technically, you can use as many as you want. But the most I've seen that it sounds good and it's okay for like academic writing, to write professionally would be like 3 adjectives at the most. If you're reading a book, sometimes they're describing something, so they'll put adjectives, a lot of adjectives there. But I would just keep it down to 3. 3 is a good number. It depends on your professor, what you're writing, but 3 would probably be the best. So I have a beautiful, round, Japanese bowl. Let me use another color. So it goes in the order. As long as you're going in this order, you can pick 2 of them, you can pick 3 of them, as long as it makes sense, right? So I have so that's just an article, but we have it's beautiful, it's round, and it's Japanese, and it's a bowl. So let's say I want to say I have a old. I guess I'll just use black so it's not too confusing. I have an old, let me see. I'll just say Japanese again because they have pretty bowls. I don't think American has pretty bowls. I have an old Japanese wood, but here's wooden. I have an old Japanese wood, that's fine, an old Japanese wood bowl. So here I'm using 3 adjectives to tell me what kind of bowl I have. So again, write this list at least to practice. So quantity, how many can come first? So I have that's 1. So that would go under there, or an, same thing. Opinion, beautiful, size, large or small. There's quite a few adjectives. You can look them up if you want. Age, color, the shape, origin. So you can say Japanese, Chinese, Turkish. So origin would be like the country that it's coming from. So there's American, Indian. So just think of origin as in the country would be the easiest. And then we have the material it's made of, metal, plastic. Sometimes they're made out of clay. Ceramic is another kind. And then mix. So when it comes to mix, I could just say, let me use my marker. I have an old plastic. Let me use mix so you can understand real quick. I have an old plastic mixing bowl. So this is the action I'm going to do with the bowl. It's a mixing bowl. It could be a cooking bowl. It could be a cleaning bowl. It's a bowl I use for cleaning. It's a bowl I use for cooking, or it's a bowl I use for mixing. Because cooking means it'll go on the stove. Mixing would be mixing, and then it might be a bowl that I use just to clean the house. So I have an old plastic mixing bowl. So this is where its purpose. What does it do? And this can have many different adjectives. So again, you can look up adjectives. You can look up a list. So that might be something you can practice at home. You can go online and say, I want to, get a list of adjectives. And then it'll just list all the adjectives, right? It'll give you like 100 adjectives, or it'll give you like 50 adjectives. And then you should put them underneath each one. So look at the list and then think, are they talking about size, opinion? Are they talking about the number, age, color, the shape, the origin? So you can use that list and try, and you can bring it to class, and we can do it together. Find your list of words and then make a chart and see where those words go. And then you can make longer sentences. So a lot of times your teachers will ask you to not write baby short sentences like, I have a bowl. The teacher or professor, instructor, will say, I need you to write me a long descriptive sentence. Descriptive is what something looks like, smells like, tastes like, sounds like, feels like. So you can actually just use some of these words And then all of a sudden, you've written a long sentence for your teacher.